been here since late September, and
longer.
Left a couple times for 10 days each. Anyhow, but yeah, it's been incredible. It's such an honor to be here and contribute to this historic moment. Really, it really feels nothing short of that. And tribes coming together and also reconnecting with their own cultures and sharing that. I mean, we had so many incredible moments of learning and inside the dome, which kind of became the communal center of this gathering, and it's all native led, and there's daily women's meetings, orientation meetings have taken place here to kind of help people integrate into the Lakota ways of living, which is often kind of a foreign concept for people who were coming here and, you know, coming with really good intentions, wanting to help, and, you know, coming with ideas that may not be necessarily easily completed. And so it's really about being in the listening here, and seeing that the struggle has been happening for a very long time, and that we are in the learning of the native ways and these traditions and being close to the earth. They're held in prayer here, and there's so much learning. For one really beautiful just understanding is that in the Lakota language there's no word for I. So just to remove that from one's field and to really think in a communal way is such a beautiful gift. Yeah.
I witnessed in the meeting yesterday, the community meeting, which was really beautiful because someone had said, do I have permission to do blah, blah, blah? And Chase Iron Eagle said, I can't give anyone permission. You know, this is not, there's no one here in charge.
Yeah.
You know, this is about all of us activating and creating actions. So that's one thing I witnessed in the last, few days I've been here is how amazing that camps have been as organized as they are, considering there isn't one person at the top and there's trickle-down management. And instead, it's actually about everyone working together. For instance, I volunteered at the composting toilets, and when a woman walked in, someone said, "Oh, this is our boss," and she was like, "No. I've definitely, stepped in where I saw there was need." But she said, "My goal is really to teach everyone and to inspire everyone to step it up as well."
After the initial call, it came to for everybody to kind of leave after the easement took place. There has been, a lot of change here in the camp energetically, but it's also part of prophecy that the young generation would take over the fire, and that's kind of what happened here. So there has been a shift, and the weather, of course, has been harsher. We've been through minus 27 blizzards, and but it's great. If you're well prepared with an Arctic sleeping bag, you're actually fine. It's amazing to learn that. And now there's a lot of need for people who want to help, because there's volunteer shifts at the composting toilets that are definitely needed, and it's a really fun way to connect here with the community. It's a warm space. Theoretically, you can read a book, but usually you just engage in so much connection, and it's not a how do I say this, dirty work at all. You have gloves, and it's really fine. It's actually one of the nicest bathrooms, public bathrooms anywhere. They're much nicer as any gas station would be.
Yes.
And it's a great way to service and contribute to community, especially if you only come for a short time, a few days. And we at Red Lightning would be able to help people kind of set up in an easy way so that they don't have to worry about creating a winterized shelter. That's already here, and you can just come in, be of service for a few days, and go on with your journey and memories. Car mechanics, of course, are super valuable to be here. Some of the cars definitely need some help out here in the cold. And what else?
What about supplies? I know a lot of people have asked me, what's the biggest need here in terms of maybe material things or anything you can think of?
Well, there's still needs that are happening on a continued basis. So there's still a need for propane. A lot of people are cooking with that or heating. I just heard from a mother yesterday. She has 5 boys that she had a hard time getting propane by the truck, so there's long lines when the truck does come in. So there's still need for those kind of donations to help maybe financially for the truck to come in, or definitely still wood is needed, or continued supplies for batteries and such, and hand warmers.
And in terms of financial donation, which is the best place would you recommend to donate money?
Oh man, that's a tricky question. I just met a woman yesterday who was leading a women's meeting. She sounded like she had a really great setup, and making sure that the immediate needs are met, especially from the most vulnerable people here in camp, and Native people who are sometimes or often really don't ask for help. And it's really about outreach, going to them directly, and kind of listening to them and merging with them to find out what their needs are. So that's probably the best way. I will get that information today at 3 and text it to you.
Wonderful. Thank you. And I'll share that with this video, links to donate directly to people so that the funds go directly to them. Because I have heard there have been donations and there's money held up with different organizations. So
yeah, that has happened. Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to say about maybe the future at camp, or?
It's been really interesting not to predict the future at all, because it's really about being in the moment and listening mostly. We've been in the listening for the Osheti Sakoan for the first few months, and just really asking or just listening to their leadership and guidance, and I think that's continued to happen here. We're on a land that may have some challenges coming as soon as the snow melts. There's a lot of snow out here right now, and it definitely will be muddy.
So the other thing that I'd heard too is from everyone that I've talked to is one of the biggest needs is actually people to come here. And I know after having been to Red Lightning, there's space here, and I can be a contact person to connect with whomever is here currently, so that they can check in and before they come to make sure that there is space. But right now there is space at Red Lightning, and there is need for people to come and show up and support. There's always work. There's wood to be chopped, and
definitely wood choppers, tool sharpeners.
Yes. So there's hands that are needed, bodies, people to volunteer at the composting toilets and any other places that show up, just depending on obviously what happens with weather. And this place is constantly shifting, and it's about being able to flow with all of that shift.
Yeah, and have an understanding of what it means to be coming in an environment like this. So to not maybe if someone's health is not quite cut out for that, or then maybe support in other ways, or come back in the later springtime. To not become a strain additionally to the community, but at the same time the community is doing great, and people who also can help support the workers are really needed to be nourishing and making sure that they're taken care of, that their wet gloves are being dried, and they are fed, and
for people to work in the kitchens, and people, healers of any kind. There's the beautiful medic wellness community here. There's herbal tent, and
there's a beautiful herbalist tent, and they're taking care of people as well. But sometimes it's also just going to where the workers are, because they're so busy and don't take a break, and just go there and provide them with a little nourishment. It goes a long way.